Another gunner story, of which I have many of, is as we landed in the base camp, my gunner, now a different one, jumped down from the helicopter and tried to unload his M60 from the front, which some of us did sometimes. We would get tired and forget to pull the top up of the receiver to let the ammo belt out of the M60. We sometimes had to shoot coming into base camp, so it was a common forgetfulness thing. I did it plenty of times. It was a bad habit. Anyway, he was standing in front of his M60, which was pointed at the ground in its natural position on the gun mount when at rest. He then reached up to flick the lever so that the top of the receiver would open and let the ammo belt fall out. Our usual lazy, bad habit. Instead, he hit one of the butterfly triggers, which is right next to the lever, and the M60 shot out about a 4-round burst that hit him in the foot, just about tearing his foot off. I saw him doing this seconds before the M60 went off. Very bad, and he was bleeding heavily. I and some others put a tourniquet on him, and the medics rushed him off to the hospital on base. I never saw him again, as we were very busy at the time, but I think he may have survived, but most likely lost his foot. Days later, I was asked by one of our headquarters officers if I thought he shot himself in the foot on purpose. I told him no way that he would do that. Besides, what he did was a total accident and not a contemplated action. I was right there. It would have been easy for me to do the same thing. I showed the non-combat officer how easy it was to make the mistake he made. I told him I forgot his name, that my gunner was an honorable, very brave and competent person, and he would never shoot himself on purpose. He could have quit flying and go back to motor pool, a non-combat job, anytime he wanted. There was no reason for him to purposely shoot himself. The whole idea of a self-inflicted wound was ridiculous and was an affront to his honor. I told the officer that I would be a witness in his defense if it came down to that. I heard that he was flown to Japan for further treatment and no charges were brought against him. True, there are some guys who would shoot themselves in the hand or foot to get out of combat in the infantry, but this was not the case with my gunner.